To me, my X-Men. Hello.
Oh, hey guys.
What's up? My name is Matt. That's Sam. This is Pod-1218. And you're tuning in on the week that we talk about scary
Yeah.
I'm super excited to talk about my endeavors. This is Pod-1218, where we are in Earth 1218. That is essentially the Earth without superheroes and superpowers and supernatural things of the like, theoretically. And today we're talking about Subnautica.
Yeah, we got a good subnautical bit going for
Nautical.
later.
Mad Subnautical. So, Sam, what kind of news do you got for us today?
We got a lot going on this week. Not to get political, but starting out, we got the ShamWow guy running for Congress in Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't he go to jail?
Yes, he did. Not entirely sure what for.
I'm pretty sure it was for fraud, because the ShamWow didn't actually ShamWow the crowd. I'm so good at this whole comedian being thing.
You should do stand up.
Um,
I like it. It was a good bit.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm here every week. Tomorrow's literally Thanksgiving, of which happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes. Happy
but
Thanksgiving, everyone. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about.
Oh no. No, I'll shut up then.
Nope, you're good. It wasn't necessarily Thanksgiving. I wanted to talk a little bit about Black Friday.
Mm.
And the only reason I want to talk about it is because I do work in retail, and I will be working Black Friday. So those working, we salute you. Thank you. Those shopping, a special you to everyone.
Employment. No.
Anyways,
Looks like Sam's doing this full time, guys.
stay safe out there. It can get pretty crazy. And also, please respect your workers. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for quite a bit. They know all the deals, all the sales. You don't have to point everything out.
They should know all the sales.
Yes, they should know all the sales. There's no need for you to do their job for them.
This
And
is mad political, dude.
I'll just leave it at that because I just don't want to get too carried away. And it's Black Friday. It's going to be one of the worst days ever to work in retail.
Yeah. No, that's 100% real.
Let's go in order. Well, kind of in order. We'll go down to this one first. Stranger Things 5. The first half is officially out.
And
Matt, any thoughts on that?
Sam, I am so excited. I'm probably going to create my Netflix account tonight. That way when, Thanksgiving is good and over with tomorrow, go home, watch some Strangey Things, mayhaps, and get the juices flowing again. I'm not doing what a lot of people are claiming to do by, rewatching the entirety of the show just to get back into it. I know everything that happened. I'm not going to rewatch. I know what's up, And most of the time, when it comes to like the final season, they're probably going to have a time jump. I don't know if they're going to directly just instantly correlate everything from the ending of last season to this season. I know nothing, but that just seems not like the Duffer Brothers. I feel like every season there's been a time jump. Like, you're going to be dropped in no matter what anyways. So just remember. Just remember. That's all you have to do. You're a simple mind. Just remember.
And the only thing I really know for certain was I believe I heard... Yeah, people might die. I heard Joe Keery say he enjoyed the way his character, Steve, was wrapped up. Like, the whole character arc with him. He enjoyed the way his story was wrapped up and everything, so we'll see how that ends up. But
Sam, you haven't even watched the show. You've seen clips.
I can't add a little bit of suspense to a little
don't
bit
worry.
of...
I will be talking about it
thoughts.
after I watch it. So, I will be talking about it.
Okay.
Sam, do you have any want to go watch Zootopia 2?
Absolutely not. Any want? No.
You're cringe.
I might watch it. I might not.
I'm going to watch it in theaters this weekend.
Okay,
And I'll
you
get back
you
to you
do that.
guys. I'll get back to you guys on my score because it will be going in my Letterboxd as probably the highest rated film on my Letterboxd.
I know there's a lot of stars that are cast in Zootopia
Yeah,
2.
I saw. Let's see, just from the trailer, who did I see? Macaulay Culkin. That's funny. Sidebar, just because that reminds me. Do you know what Macaulay Culkin's full name is?
Not off the top of my head.
Well, it should be pretty easy because Macaulay Culkin's full name is Macaulay Culkin Culkin.
Huh.
In 2019, he decided to put an internet poll for his birthday of what he should change his middle name to because he just didn't. He just wanted to interact with his fans, and they all said his full first and last name as his middle name. So he legally changed it. So if you look up Macaulay Culkin, his Wikipedia page and his IMDb will show up as Macaulay Culkin Culkin.
All right.
So yeah, but anyways, yeah, there was also Brenda Song in the cast. There was also, I believe, I seen Patton Oswalt. I saw the guy who played Olaf in Frozen, Josh Gad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I saw the reason I'm gonna watch the movie. By the way, the only reason I ever even brought this up is because my favorite WWE wrestler is in the movie. CM Punk is playing one of the Zebros in the
Yeah.
movie, alongside with Roman Reigns as the other Zebro. So
Mm-hmm.
that's quite literally the only reason I'm gonna watch that. Another movie that's coming up with CM Punk in it is called Night Watch, and I'm super excited for that. And it also has Justin Long in it, the guy from Dodgeball.
I like how that's how you know Justin Long.
I mean, but he was also in the newer Goosebumps show. He was in
He was in a 2000s movie called Accepted.
Sure.
He was in a lot of horror movies as the guy who didn't
Dies?
have a good time.
Yeah.
He was in Jeepers Creepers. He was in Tusk.
Oh, he was the guy in Tusk.
Yeah, he was the guy in Tusk. And I think recently
He was also in. Sorry, you can keep talking. I gotta look this movie up.
Okay. He was recently in, I believe, the most recent. I can't remember the director's name off the top of my head, but he was in the movie Barbarian, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, he's had a lot of good roles, a lot of crazy roles. He could be widely known for a lot of things.
I recall now. Justin Long is also in the 2016 hit Yoga Hosers, also by Kevin Smith. Tusk, obviously. Produced and directed by Kevin Smith, but it is the second film in the Tuskverse where two teenage Canadian girls fight miniature bratwurst like Nazis.
Okay.
That is so funny. You gotta watch that movie. It's so not serious at all. But it's got Justin Long in there as his name was Yogi Bear or Yoga Bear or something like that, and Warner Brothers keeps reaching out to him because of his name, and he's just like, this is my legal name. But yeah, sorry about that incredible sidebar about Zootopia, but yeah.
No, that's fine. That's what we're about.
Yeah, we're about super sidebars. If you guys are interested in hearing about Night Watch, though, I can tell you about what that is too. But I'll wait till Sam gets through some more news before I start going on my tangents.
Okay. We got a lot of other stuff, especially in movies, and a little bit in games too. We did get a official announcement that House of Dragon has been renewed for season 4. So that's another season to throw in with the Game of Thrones anthology.
I feel like they're going through that shit super fast. Has House of Dragons been out that long? When was season 1 premiere?
It feels like it's only been out for like 2 years, if that. But, I mean, if they're on season 4 already.
Season 1. 2022, so quite literally 3 years, and they're already 4 seasons deep. I'm going to look up when Game of Thrones started. It's going to be really early.
Yeah, I think it was like 2013.
It was 2011, dude.
2011.
It wrapped up when I was graduating high school.
Yeah.
So in the time that it took Game of Thrones to do 8 seasons, it took 9 years, and House of Dragons is already going to have its 4th season within 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bit redonkulous.
That is pretty crazy.
I wonder if it took so long for Game of Thrones because of the fact that after the 5th season, they didn't have anything to go off of because every season was like each book, technically. I'm unsure. But no, that is pretty crazy. Do we know? I haven't watched that show, obviously. I'm still trying to finish Game of Thrones, but I've been so preoccupied with all the other good stuff I've been watching. But do we know if Emilia Clarke is even in House of Dragons?
I don't think she's made an appearance yet.
Because this is all like, it's a predecessor, right? It's technically a prequel series?
Yeah, it is. The only person I know for sure that's in it is Matt Smith.
Like the Doctor? Doctor Who?
He was in Doctor Who, and this is a good time. He was also the villain in Morbius.
Oh my god, dude. Holy sh. Is it still sealed?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, pristine.
I'm thinking about leaving it sealed. Like, I might not even watch the DVD. I'll watch it on my, phone or something, and then leave this sealed as, a collector's item or something.
How about this, Sam? When I get to Morbius in my watch through, I'll let you know so that you know when you have to watch it, and then we'll have to go over it.
Okay. We'll do a special Morbius episode.
Yeah, we'll do that so that we'll have to skip the wheel that time, or we do the wheel still and just have a little bit of an extra long episode for the Morbius special. Morbius special. I don't like that. I just recently left the Morbius Discord server, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I was still in it for some reason, and it was still active. There was active people in there, and that's a show of how many people will drag a dead meme. Well, I guess we're dragging it as well. I don't know, man.
We'll see.
We'll see. What's next on the news itinerary, Sam?
Next up, we have an official announcement that Superman Man of Tomorrow, or just Man of Tomorrow, begins filming in April. This means that the script is pretty much almost finished, or nearly finished, and casting is most likely to be finished, my guess is, by the end of at least this winter.
Okay.
Which, seeing how things are going, they're fast-tracking this movie, because it just got announced this year. And then, if it's being written that fast and being produced that quickly, we could get a DCU pretty quickly.
I mean, we already got Creature Commandos, we already got Superman Legacy, and then it's not Superman Legacy anymore, but we got the Superman movie, and we're about to get Supergirl within the next couple months, right? It said that it was, summer of 26?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when. Yeah, summer of 26, June 26th, 2026.
And then, don't we get Batman Part 2 next year as well?
Yep, I believe maybe it might be 2027. I'm not certain. I know we do also get the Lanterns TV show coming out next year.
Okay.
There has been a trailer shown at an expo, so we do have new details on that as well, which I'm personally super excited for. I love Green Lantern, as you can tell by my Green Lantern poster in the back.
Yes.
I actually got that poster before I even watched the movie, so...
Fake fan. It's okay, it was a bad movie anyways.
But yeah, I'm super excited for what the DCU has. I just hope it doesn't get too quickly produced, where it's not going to be great, but I have faith in James Gunn that things are going to work out.
This is the James Gunn. James Gunn, we got you. We know what you're all about. And therefore, clearly, you should come on the podcast.
Yeah.
And spread some love. Man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the Lanterns as well. I'm really excited for anything that the DCU is going to put out, because it's a fresh start. We saw what they're capable with Superman.
Creature Commandos, Peacemaker.
Yeah, Creature Commandos, Peacemaker. I'm bought in. So if we can get that Marvel feel with DC.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, they'd be up there for me. And once again, Superman is probably top 3 superhero films for me of all time. Number 1 and 2 is probably Infinity War, then Endgame. But I don't know if I think that really like Superman and Endgame are tied for second.
Mm-hmm.
And then Infinity War is up there.
For me, it's hard to separate Infinity War and Endgame because, and I know they're two different movies, but it feels like one continuous, like, it feels like a part one and a part two. Like, they're inseparable.
Mm-hmm. I just think, I agree with you, but I also think that the Endgame was a bit more, I don't know, it seemed like a bit more like splotchy. Like they had so much more that they wanted to convey with not enough time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. When I rewatch it, I might be able to like convey my points better because like I think I'm only in phase 2 of Marvel movies. I might be in phase 3. Because I just watched Homecoming not that long ago.
Okay.
I think Homecoming is phase 3.
I think it is. I don't remember exactly when phase 3 and phase 4 are.
Phase 4, I know, ends with not Endgame, right?
No, I don't think it is Endgame. Doesn't it end with, like...
No Way Home, I thought.
I think it does end with No Way Home.
Either that or Multiverse of Madness, because then the Multiverse of Madness enters the Multiverse saga. Because, like, yeah, Endgame is, like, the end of the Multiverse or the Infinity Saga, but it's not, like... Then there was, like, the contemporary, like, in-betweeners, you know? So, like, there was, like, Black Widow, and then there was, like, Eternals, and then the Multiverse of Madness, and then No Way Home. And I think No Way Home was, like, the beginning, technically, of Phase 5.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up
remember specifically.
Marvel Phases Explained.
Together.
So, from what I'm reading, apparently we're technically in Phase 6 right now.
Are we really?
Yeah, because it says Phase 6 started with the Fantastic Four first steps.
That makes sense. I heard something was starting with the Fantastic Four, but I wasn't sure which phase it was.
I don't know either, but because we just got the Eyes of Wakanda animated show, which is also technically in the main MCU like plot line. So everything that happens in the Eyes of Wakanda animated show is MCU. So any deaths, any character introductions, those are all canon. And then obviously we got the Wonder Man show coming out, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, then the Spider-Man Brand New Day, then Avengers Doomsday, and then Vision Quest, Avengers Secret Wars, and then Blade.
I forgot about Vision Quest. That's going to be interesting.
I also forgot about Vision Quest. I'm not even sure what to think about it.
I'm excited for it, only because James Spader is supposed to return as Ultron.
Really?
Yeah, I think he does a phenomenal job at voicing Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's one of the top castings in the MCU, even if Ultron was just in that one movie, but I'm glad he gets another chance to shine.
So we were actually wrong, it would seem. It seems that apparently Avengers Endgame was in Phase 3. Unless this article is completely wrong, Avengers Endgame was Phase 3, and Phase 3 officially ended with Far From Home, which makes sense because Tony Stark died, and then Far From Home he's like all sad and shit.
Yeah.
And then we go into Phase 4, which was where they started kind of like losing sight of everything that mattered. And then it started with Spider-Man No Way Home, and then the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Then we got Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And technically the last thing in Phase 4 was the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special with Kevin Bacon. And then Phase 5 started with Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania and ended with Ironheart. So as soon as Ironheart dropped and introduced Mephisto, which I guess makes sense because he is a big character, then we drop into the Fantastic Four first steps. I think that Mephisto might play a big role in Avengers Doomsday, at least the ending, going into Secret Wars.
That would be cool.
Possibly, I think that what might happen is I'm about to like throw out like a major bear trap of how this gonna go. What if Robert Downey Jr. as Doom is only Doom for Doomsday?
Okay.
What if he makes a deal with Mephisto, somehow altering his appearance to, or something along those lines of he either is only Doomsday or Doom in Doomsday, or he starts being Doom at the end of Doomsday, where there's a different Doctor Doom guy playing Doctor Doom. It obviously can't be the guy who played Doom in the original Fantastic Four movies because he has passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But what if they have someone else playing Doom and then he comes back as Doom, which kind of would not really be like that good of a like a whoa gotcha. Bet you didn't see that coming, because we did. You ran with it. So it's making me think he's going to start as Doctor Doom, and then maybe he makes a deal with Mephisto, throwing into Secret Wars, then some shit happens. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be interesting, because I think Robert Downey Jr. has already been confirmed as a cast member in the Secret Wars. So I could see something like that, where he makes a deal with the devil, and then something either goes wrong or awry, and it ends up leading into Secret Wars, where maybe
incursions start happening.
Yeah, maybe he wishes to fix his body completely, and it his soul ends up transferring to like the passed away Tony Stark or something, and Tony Stark comes back, and that ends up bringing a bunch of incursions, and because then now there's no longer a Doom, but there's a Tony Stark, or there's no longer a Tony Stark when there should be. And who knows?
There's definitely a lot to be thought of, and it genuinely cannot be answered until we watch Doomsday next year.
Yeah.
And it's pissing me off. But yeah, no, that's super interesting, because I'm thinking that the Doctor Doom that is in the Fantastic Four, the reason they didn't show his face is because they're hiding something. We already know that Tony Stark is Doctor Doom, and we've seen him in this. Have we seen him in the suit?
Not yet.
Have those just been fakes that I've been seeing, like AI?
Yeah. A lot of them have been either AI or drawn up sketches.
Okay.
There have been concept ideas and some rumors of what he's gonna look like.
Okay.
A lot of rumors are saying he's going to be disfigured, which could be the case, but, it could also not be the case, and we just get Robert Downey Jr. playing some sort of Doom variant.
Yeah.
But we don't know until, at least at the very earliest, next month when we get a trailer, at the very latest when the movie comes out.
I genuinely, I don't know, man. I'm so excited, and I'm also so scared.
Yeah.
What if it's ass?
I really hope it's not. I know we said this before, but a lot of the actors have been praising this movie so badly. I'm really hoping it turns out good, but, the Russos did a good job with Infinity War, with all the characters in Infinity War, and all the stories and everything, so
yeah.
I have faith that they'll do good. I don't know. I also get the feeling that maybe
something's gonna happen.
Either something's going to happen, or at what point do you say too much is too much when it comes to all these characters and all these storylines,
That's why I think what I said is a decent idea. Yeah, let's have mainline MCU, but we're at the point where we're okay, yeah, so we're bringing in, obviously it's going to be the mutant saga. What if we just put the Avengers to the side now? You know what I mean?
I think that's what they end up might doing.
So, because, that would bring, a whole new breath of fresh air. Now we got all X-Men movies in phase whatever it'll be, 7 or... It'll be probably, phase 9.
Yeah.
By the time we get that...
right now we have technically 2 Avengers.
Yeah.
Technically 3. We have the Avengers with Sam Wilson, Captain America. Mm-hmm. We have the new Avengers at the end of Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
With Bucky and all them. And then, technically, off-screen, we're supposed to be getting a Young Avengers with Kate Bishop and...
Miss Marvel.
Yeah, Miss Marvel, all
probably,
them.
The Scar or whatever.
Could be. I don't remember.
He was introduced at the... He was introduced in the end of She-Hulk, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Also, I don't know if it's in your news, I also don't know if it's real, but apparently Mr. Ruffalo himself has stated that Marvel's in talks of an actual new Hulk solo movie.
That might be the case.
I saw it on Threads, and we all know that Threads is so honest.
So I'm gonna say this. I left a comment one time on a post because it said during the switch from Ed Norton to Mark Ruffalo, the studio was looking for a more team-oriented Hulk actor, and I made a comment. It was just kind of my opinionated comment, but I made a comment saying team-oriented was probably why we haven't gotten a solo film. Next thing I know, I got like hundreds of replies of the same thing saying that it's either Edward Norton's fault or it's the studio's fault because technically the Hulk rights are owned under Universal Studios, and that's one of the reasons why we haven't gotten a Hulk film.
Really? Because Universal Studios also owns Thor,
Yeah,
Spider, Captain America. We've gotten all those solo movies.
yeah.
I've been to Universal Studios. I saw what they sold. There was not any of my favorite characters in there. I'll tell you that. It was all just the main five. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and I think Doctor Doom was the other one. So, suck my nuts.
Yeah.
I don't, but I wonder how many of those people were bots. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Did they seem like all real people?
They seemed like they were all real people, but none of them read the other replies because it was all the same thing. It was either saying, oh, it's either Ed Norton's fault. It was either disagreeing with me and saying that it's Ed Norton's fault, disagreeing with me and saying that it was the studio's fault, or agreeing with me and saying, yeah, this is probably why.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And-
I liked Ed Norton, but like if he was a person to work with on you know, screen or whatever, there's nothing I can say about that. I've never worked with the guy.
We could. I don't know.
Hey man, Ed Norton, your next movie, put us in as podcasters.
Yeah.
Everybody who's watching this, either in a clip or in the video, tag Ed Norton right now.
Send him this directly. Email it
send
to him.
this-
Text it to him.
email it to him. And if you can't get it to him, send it to his representative, whoever it may be. You know, send it to SAG-AFTRA leader Sean Astin and tell him to hand deliver this to Edward Norton. I want to see Sean Astin in the MCU.
That would be
I don't
good.
care who.
What would what would you cast him as?
If we didn't have Jon Favreau as Happy, I think he could do a Happy Hogan.
I think so. I think he could do like almost like a politician type role.
But he'd have to be a good guy. I can't see Sean Astin as like any bad guy.
It would have to be like a composed kind of like.
If S.H.I.E.L.D. was still around, he could be like a S.H.I.E.L.D. operative, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, no. Like I said, I just saw it on Threads, but it also had a source, so I was like, maybe it's real. Didn't click on the source. Either way, the sentiment is still there.
Anyways,
what I was trying to get to in that whole like debacle that we just had with Edward Norton is we have all these different, groups.
oh yeah.
Obviously, like the mutant saga is going to be centered around mutants, so we really don't need a new Avengers movie.
Yeah, we
during
don't.
that time. We can get our new X-Men movies out.
Mm-hmm.
And, have a full new cast. I don't want James Marsden as Cyclops. I know he's a really good fit and he's a really good Cyclops, but I want someone new just because I don't recall, and I could be wrong, I'm pretty sure he's not a good guy.
That I don't know.
I've heard he's been canceled. I don't know. I'll look into it when it is, good for me. But, like, I don't know. He's good as the X-Men as what it was for Fox. I want something more for an MCU, a proper Mr. Summers, Scott Summers. I really want a proper Scott Summers. We already got an MCU Cable. I really like Josh Brolin as Cable.
Mm-hmm.
Technically he's MCU because Deadpool's in the MCU now, technically, so, like, it's all possible. But, like, that is a great casting, and then, dude, it's just... There's so many good actors. I'm sure there's a better person somewhere. I'm sure. Fucking put Dev Patel in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
He's a sexy man. He is a hot, hot man. Either way, you can continue. I'm done with what I was saying. I think the audience has what I was saying.
See, wanted to give a rest in peace to famous German actor Udo Kier. He recently passed away. He had a lot of famous roles, not only in a lot of animated comic book movies and all that, but also in like live action movies as well. He was in the live action Blade movie. He was in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. He was in Armageddon. I recently watched End of Days. He was in that. He was a great actor, and he did a lot of great voices as well. Looks like he was in like some Scooby-Doo TV shows, a Justice League TV show, Beware the Batman, and he is German, but just recently passed away. And then he was also a famous figure in the LGBTQ plus community, as I believe he was openly gay.
Okay.
So yeah, just wanted to give a quick shout out to him.
Yo, what's up, podcast?
Yo.
It's your girl, Sylvia. What's up?
Yo.
Still was poppin'. How you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Sylvia?
Not too bad. Just living the dream over here. I'm here to steal the cat.
Steal him. Take him away.
So moving on with more news, we got a new Exorcist movie in the works. Produced by Blumhouse, directed by Mike Flanagan, and starring Scarlett Johansson.
Do you think she'll kill it like she did the Jurassic World movies?
I think so. I think, especially with Mike Flanagan directing and being produced by the Blumhouse Productions, I have a lot of faith that this movie is going to be exactly what it needs to be. I think when it comes down to it, Scarlett Johansson will kill it too.
I mean, yeah, she's a really good actress. It's just like they shoveled up so much money to just have her in Jurassic World.
Rebirth.
Yeah, Rebirth. We all saw how well that did. I'm not saying that it was a bad movie. I'm just saying it plummeted in, box office. It didn't do nearly as well as what it was supposed to. And genuinely, like, the only thing that Jurassic Park movies are even good for nowadays is toy sales. Genuinely. Like, it's not even a good cinematic.
Ones.
The original trilogy is godsend. It's genuinely so peak. I love me some, Jeff Goldblum. I love me some, the other people. I love me some T-Rex, some Velociraptor.
I like Sam Neill, personally. I think he's a cool guy.
Which one is Sam Neill?
Dr. Alan Grant.
Alan Grant. Is that the main guy?
But yeah.
I don't know. I much prefer the trilogy too. I have to rewatch them. Who's the guy that got spit on by, like, the little spitter? I like that actor. He's funny.
I don't remember his actor name. That was the same guy that was in Seinfeld, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Didn't he play the mailman? Wayne Knight.
Well, Mr. Knight.
Yeah, Wayne Knight was in Seinfeld.
Well, Mr. Knight, if you're watching this, come on the podcast. I want to talk about... Please come on the podcast. Talk to me about how it felt to get spit on by the little dinosaur, and also how it felt to get spit on by the little dinosaur a second time. But yeah, no, ScarJo in the new... You said it was which one? I'm sorry.
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist. Okay. For some reason, I thought you had said that it was a part of, like, the... what's that one, like, really, really extensive, not Paranormal Activity, but the other scary movie franchise with, like, Annabelle and...
The Conjuring?
Yeah, I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, they had their time to
So is this an Exorcist reboot, then?
I don't really know if it's a reboot or a sequel. I know they tried to do... Was it a sequel with The Exorcist or something? It was a movie that came out just a couple years ago. There were like two daughters this time. I don't remember that. What I do remember was, do you remember the Russell Crowe movies with, I think it was The Pope's Exorcist and The Exorcism?
I think so. I recall hearing about the Pope's Exorcist.
The only thing I haven't seen the movies, but I like how they're tied into each other, not because they're sequels, but because one is a movie where this guy's performing an exorcist as a pope, and the other one is they're filming a movie about this pope doing an exorcism.
That's kind of like the new Anaconda movie that's coming out.
Yeah, I think
Where
that's kind of a cool new twist on movies.
it is. It is. I'm actually kind of excited to watch that Anaconda movie because it looks really funny.
Yeah, I think
Because it's got what, Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd, Jack Black.
Yeah. Was it Kevin Hart? No,
I don't
Kevin Hart's not in
remember
that
who's
one.
in it.
It was a female lead as well, I thought, or at least a female co-lead.
Danielle Melchior? Daniela Melchior?
Sure, Daniela McQuire. If you are
Steve
listening
Zahn
to
is
this,
in the movie.
Steve
He's classic.
Zahn. Yeah, Steve Zahn. Love Steve Zahn. He's Frank Heffley.
I knew that door had a lock on it! And everybody was trying to make me feel like I was losing my mind!
In the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies 1, 2, and 3. Not the new one.
We don't talk about the new one.
We don't talk about the new one. Also, whoever played the mom in those movies, so bad. Yeah, no, Steve Zahn, also bad, dude. Genuinely. Yeah, no, so I'm really excited about that Anaconda movie. It's a cool new twist. And that's what I like about the newer Night Patrol movie that I was talking about too. Because it's about, like, this is where I'll get into it just a little bit. The Night Patrol, it's about, like, Justin Long getting into, like, he becomes a cop, and then he gets assigned to, like, night duty or whatever, and there's, like, this whole thing with, like, the Night Patrol or whatever, and there's, like, a gang, something going on, like, a gang subplot, and it becomes, like, a full-on war between the gangs and the Night Patrol, because the Night Patrol are vampire cops. It's nuts. And one of the lead roles, like the main bad guy I saw is CM Punk, my favorite wrestler. But like it's so interesting because where did you come up with that?
Yeah.
What sparked this idea? What if the Night Patrol of cops were vampires? Okay, what would tie it together? Oh, I know. A police department dealing with gang outbreak, and it becomes like a full-on like war zone movie between a gang and like police vampires, and this one policeman is in between because he doesn't want to be a vampire, but he also wants to do good, and
okay, but why would you not want to be a vampire?
I don't know, because then you have teeth that are sharp.
Ooh.
Listen, man, I don't know. I don't know. It's not like we're talking like you become a vampire, then you're like pale and sexy, and you always have like the wind blowing at the right angle, and your skin shines in the sunlight. These are people that genuinely can't go out during the day. Do you know like how depressed you'd be if you couldn't get any vitamin D? Yeah. One of the main reasons that vampire folklore is like that is because blood carries all the nutrients that you would need if you were actually like deficient and couldn't go out in sunlight.
Oh.
That's why they suck blood. Just a fun fact for you. Not so fun fact. Anyways, you may continue.
Okay. One last piece of news on my end. Far Cry is going to be, how do we say, turned into a TV show anthology from FX.
Are you telling me that one of my favorite first-person shooter games is going to have live-action anthology about some of my favorite antagonists in video game history?
Mm-hmm. Not only
That's so gas, dude.
it's going to be done with Noah Hawley, who made Alien Earth. He made Fargo. He worked in Legion, on the Legion TV show.
That's actually gas. I like that show.
And it's also going to have Rob McElhenney, and he plays Mac, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's so good.
He also did that TV show Welcome to Wrexham, and he's a great actor as well. So I think that it could end up working out pretty well. I know we haven't had the best luck with video game filmography, but
I mean, but recently it's been kind of good.
Yeah, recently it's been better. It's been better. So I think with those two doing it and the way it's being produced, especially with FX, I think FX has a good chance of doing it pretty well. So I'm excited to see how it goes that way as well.
Now, what is FX owned by? Is FX owned by Disney?
No, I want to say it's owned by Sci-Fi. It's under Hulu. So my guess is it's under Fox. No,
yeah,
FX is an American paid television channel owned by FX Networks, a division of the Disney Entertainment business segment of the Walt Disney Company.
Told you. I told you. That's monopoly, bro.
Yeah.
That's monopoly. Holy This is like really, really lost media. AKA, we talked about it in like the first or second episode. What company was going up for sale that was waiting to be bought? It was between Netflix, Disney, and Paramount.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was it Warner Bros. Discovery?
Yes, it was Warner Bros. Holy sh**. Yeah.
Latest news ups its price, tells bidders to come back with better offers.
Imagine telling some of the biggest companies, yeah, that's not it, Chief. Sorry.
Even after, I know Trump is favoring Paramount to buy it.
Why the f would he care?
What is this? A disaster. James Cameron has grim tidings about the Warner Bros. Discovery sale. James Cameron does not like the idea of Netflix owning Warner, but Netflix is not going down without a fight. James Cameron he directed Titanic. He works on the Avatar movies. He's got a pretty big name in the box office as far as that goes.
But that would mean that everything produced by Warner Bros., which is currently in works with HBO. So HBO's hold on like the Velma show as that show was, they still hold precedent, you know? But like that's gonna suck tremendously. That means whenever I play a game that is associated with Warner Brothers, which Mortal Kombat is associated with Warner Brothers, that's gonna be on Netflix if they buy it. Netflix, I'd rather Disney.
Yeah.
Netflix, I feel like is constantly just like underperforming on what it's asking for price wise.
Yeah,
and they've been also gearing more towards like live streams and stuff like that, with like the fact that they acquired the UFC, the fact that they acquired, you know, WWE Monday Night Raw, and all that stuff. Like and we saw how well their streaming service worked with the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. Everyone was complaining about how it was going down. So
yeah, I definitely don't think there's anything we can do as like common men, unfortunately. I think
if you're watching this, start a petition.
Now. Here's what's gonna happen. Pod-1218, we're gonna buy Warner Bros. Discovery. We're gonna add in a bunch of clips from here on out.
It's only gonna be the podcast on Warner Bros. Discovery.
Yeah. So if you're listening in, be sure to also follow us on the Warner Bros. Discovery app.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just worried now. But I think it's kind of like a Giga Chad moment where Warner Bros. Is just like, come back to me. You're telling me ass right now. We need to be a little bit higher.
Warner Bros. Just wants more money. People are giving them like shit offers, and you know, people are like, "Yeah, you're going bankrupt. I'll buy you out for this," and they're like, "No, we're going bankrupt. If we're going bankrupt, we're not going down without a fight." You know. So
I respect it. Too much money put into the Scoop movie. Too much money put into.
I can't believe that show, dude.
Instead of it being called Velma, I think it would have gotten more traction if it just made it her last name. Because isn't it like Dinkley?
Maybe.
Do you know how funny it would be if you just saw a show called Dinkley and you're like, what? What is this?
What?
Let me click on that. Full legal name and Soch. Yep, Velma Dinkley. Why are you coming up with top names of the ace. Velma is one of those. AI Overview says, this request asks for sensitive personal identifying information for a Velma. It is important to note, sharing or requesting personal data like a social security number is unsafe as it can facilitate identity theft. My function is to provide helpful and safe information, which includes protecting PII and adhering to safety guidelines. Therefore, I cannot provide personal information like a social security number.
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing a lot of this, pal.
Listen,
Hand over the numbers.
for all our listeners out there, keep your social security numbers safe.
Yeah.
Just send them to us.
Yeah,
we'll
send them
take care
to
of them
us
for you.
to keep safe. And if you see, like, some stuff coming in the mail about, like, new credit cards, those are scams. AI is getting crazy,
Yeah.
guys.
Those are scams. No one is taking out loans in your name.
No,
Not at all.
never ever would anyone ever do that. It's all AI. You're being brainwashed. I did want to talk about this other game that I played. You know, I stream, not to brag or anything.
Yeah, not to
Just a measly 58 followers on Twitch, and I'm an affiliate, whatever. Kind of famous, it's whatever. I have 9,000 some odd followers on TikTok. Kind of famous, not a big deal. So I was looking to stream something. I wanted to take a break from our actual topic today, funny enough, because I've been playing that. I've been playing Dispatch. I finished Dispatch. I talked to you about Dispatch. So I decided to buy something else because I'd gotten paid early since it was a holiday this week. But I got an inkling to check the Black Friday sale of Steam. Nothing was really popping out to me. Nothing that was at least under $30 was popping out to me. So I was just kind of like browsing, and I stumbled upon a nice little game called No, I Am Not Human, which is a game that's kind of floating around right now because of its like ARG-esque, uncanny valley kind of horror concept, where it's essentially, have you played like Papers, Please?
Mm-hmm.
Or something
I've seen
like that.
gameplay of it.
Yeah. So I played that. Such an interesting concept. But the main thing I really wanted to talk about is my small tidbit from when I finished up my first playthrough of the game. Because there's multiple endings that you can get. I got the ending where you die, funny enough. So that's super cool and awesome. I'm a very terrible...
This game looks pretty creepy.
Yeah, trust me, it is. But there's like no jump scares, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
At least no overtly bad jump scares, That's like the one thing I hate. So when I saw it's like ambient, like just makes you uneasy, I had to play it. So I did. I purchased it, spent a whole $15 on it, and I played that. And oh my goodness, it is fun. It's just, I had trouble after finishing it the first time. I had to take a little bit of time to sit on it, and I'm like, do I really want to play this again to get maybe another ending, maybe see more people? Because I didn't see all the people that were meant to be seen, and stuff like that. Like, it's completely randomized every time you play. But I was playing it, and I died. One of the main bad guys, which there are a few different groups that you could really pertain as a bad guy. The first bad guy, technically, is the pale stranger or something like that. The pale man, and he can be seen a couple times throughout the windows, just kind of standing outside, standing there menacingly. There was one time where he was holding a soldier's head in its helmet with like a grimace on his face. You don't see anything crazy. It's just like creepy guy, half naked, holding something, and it explains what it is. But it comes to a point where I believe it's called the Pale Stranger or the Pale Visitor, and he's come up to my door so many times during the playthrough. And the one thing about the game is you cannot be alone. You have to constantly tell this guy you're not alone, because if you're alone, he'll come inside and kill you. Whereas if you have people in there, you work in numbers, you can outnumber him. Either way, I tell him I'm not alone because I wasn't, but apparently if you have other visitors in your house that aren't human, whether you know it or not, he'll come in anyways. So he came in, and I didn't realize at this time when I was streaming, but I looked down at my chat, and someone by the name of the_pale_visitor was in my chat with his silhouette as their profile picture, and they were talking to me while I was like talking to the screen. essentially talking to myself and replying to me. So when I had said yes or no, I'm not alone, he said, lucky, lucky you, or whatever. And then when I read off what the in-game character had said, he said, don't lie to me. And then he said something along the lines of, like, I hope your doors are locked. And I'm like, I hate this. I hate this. Talk about immersion. They got sleeper agents coming to your chat to terrorize you, apparently. And so I was done after that. I was done. But Sam, if you like short scale horror and you're just looking for a fun game, I think you would like it. It's not like anything crazy. There's a cool story. It's all about like the paranoia of being alone, but being forced to take in people. Because if you don't take in people, you die. But you also have to make sure that you're checking the people that you're taking in so that you don't die. You know what I mean? So,
Seems
super cool. But now that, is there anything you want to say about that?
It seems interesting, especially from just the pictures I was looking at. It definitely gives off some, like, creepy, unsettling vibes, which I like. It almost, I'm not saying it perfectly reminds me of this, but it's almost like an analog horror type game.
That's what I meant, not ARG, analog horror. Is what I was more so looking for. And it's really refreshing because you don't see analog horror that much, at least not good analog horror anymore.
Yeah. I think good analog horror is like one of the real creepy things that like gets under my skin and like leaves me unsettled for the night, because there was one night I watched the Mandela catalog and I couldn't look away. I just kept watching, and it wasn't all out at the time, but this was back when I was living in Chicago, and every time I looked at like my closet door, I just imagined like this like figure standing there, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm not sleeping tonight. And it was
the only time that I've really had to deal with something like that is I've really gotten into the horror genre fully, at least like the not like jump scary horror, but like actual like just like chills you to the bone horror, like somewhat recently, within the last year I would say I've gotten into it. And that was through Creepcast, actually, another podcast that I listened to with Wendigoon and Meat Canyon as the hosts of that, where they read creepypastas, sometimes they read your things, SCPs, and sometimes they even do like video format horror where they watch like Mandela, the Mandela thing that you were talking about, Mandela catalog. There was also another one that they watched, but there was one story that really like kept me up and genuinely like I had to sleep with the lights on. And it's called Pen Pal, which there is physical copies that you can purchase of this short story, but my God, that like I shouldn't have listened to it late at night. There was no reason for me to listen to it late at night, and it was before my partner had moved in with me, so I was sleeping alone and I was freaked out. I was wigged out the entire time. I really enjoy this type of horror. It's just like I still also don't like being scared. So
it's definitely one of those things that like you like listen to or watch and then immediately know you shouldn't have listened to it. It's one of those things that almost makes you feel like a child, like you're scared of something out there that you don't exactly know what.
Yeah, I like I said, I had to sleep with the light on, and I had to make sure that my closet was fully open so that I could see that there was nothing in there. So yeah, if you ever have the chance, listen to the podcast episode Pen Pal Part 1 and 2 for Creepcast. It's a good few hours of content. It's very good. Very good. And if you want the best horror story or just the best like work of horror fiction written to date, watch through all 14 hours of Mother Horse Eyes, also released on Creepcast in 2 videos, 7 hours each. That is so good. Unrelated. I didn't have to sleep with the lights on for that one, but it took me weeks to finish that because I listened to it on the way to work with my partner. So yeah.
Let's deep dive deep deep.
Super deep.
Okay, so first off, we're not going to get too deep because you haven't finished the game, and I don't want to spoil it for you.
I mean, I got some ideas, of how the game could go, but you lead the way, and I'll fill in where I can.
Okay. Subnautica, a great game. There are 2 games, a second one in the works. We got the original Subnautica. You are in space as this character. I don't really know what your job is, but you crash land on this alien planet that is covered in water. The map you are on is the crater. It is this large crater that is filled to the brim with water, and your job is to escape, essentially. And there are obstacles trying to. We'll just say there are obstacles in your way. There are alien fauna that you know and you don't know about. We'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, your job as the main character is to do some exploration and find your way off of this alien planet. The second game I have not played just because it's a little more storyline, singular player story streamlined. Subnautica Below Zero. It actually follows a different character on a different alien planet. I believe, I don't remember if it's the same planet but in a different place, but it's a more Arctic environment. You got different creatures. Like I said, it's a little more single player story streamline, a smaller map, a little less exploration, which is one of the reasons I haven't played it. I preferred the open world exploration of Subnautica. But yeah, those are the 2 games. We got a Subnautica 2 in development. That I'm really excited for. I'm hoping it's a bigger game with more exploration. We do have confirmation. It's also 4-player co-op, which will be interesting.
Okay, that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know. It might just be because of like the region. It would make sense for there to be like a Antarctic place on the island,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like the other side.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's either people theorizing it's on the other side of the planet, or if it actually is on the other side of the planet, or if it's on a completely different planet. Like I said, I haven't played that game, but I've heard good and bad things about both of them, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Subnautica 2, official Subnautica 2, will do, because if it is 4-player co-op, that'd be awesome. Because when the Forest multiplayer came out, that was pretty cool, because Forest is another really fun survival horror game. But Subnautica, yeah, I don't know how to really explain how it makes me feel other than absolute anguish and disdain for the genre, because it literally just capitalizes on my fears. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. It's a very fun game. When I get into it, it's like very hard to put down. Like I feel like the only time that I can really put it down is when I'm stuck and I'm like, okay, I've accomplished everything that I've set out to accomplish in this sitting. I don't know what else to do. And then it's just like, well, I guess I'll end stream. It's been, about 3 hours, whatever. I'll end stream, and then that's it. But like that game, especially with the fact that there's like little to no tutorial.
Yeah. Like I said, I put map in quotation because the game doesn't really give you a map. I think eventually you'll get a compass.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to touch base on your fear, because I had a fear of this, and I might still have a fear of it. And that is thalassophobia, which is an intense and persistent fear of large, deep bodies of water, like the ocean or seas.
Mm-hmm.
Something about like looking down into the water and just not seeing anything, just seeing complete darkness, gives me an uneasy feeling.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And it's worse when you're in it.
Yeah.
When you're in the water.
Yeah. This game really, if you have thalassophobia, I don't recommend playing Subnautica. Or maybe you do want to get over thalassophobia and you're ready to try out Subnautica, but
just do VR if you're going to do that. Jump in.
Yeah.
VR Subnautica thalassophobia. You'll get over it real quick, or it'll just make it worse.
Mm-hmm. It's real fun. The story is well crafted, very well placed. Matt, how far are you story-wise, technically?
So I found, and spoiler alert to anybody who hasn't played this game or doesn't know anything, I have found, obviously, the sunbeam. That happened. And then I went to where the sunbeam should have gone, and I found the alien, monument. I went inside, did all that fun stuff, got pricked, and then it said, "You are infected."
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot leave unless you are not, you cannot leave because it's under quarantine. And the only way to shut off the quarantine stuff is to become not infected. So my guess is the end of the game is you get uninfected. That's my guess.
I mean,
and then you can get evac'd. That's my guess.
Yeah. It's pretty much not a spoiler, especially at where your point is, to say that's exactly the point of the game. You get uninfected and you leave.
I feel like it's very hard to put a little switcheroo in a survival, loosely horror. It's not technically supposed to be horror, but it's obviously scary in some parts because big things coming at you, big enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they're so very fucking loud in my headphones.
Oh yeah.
And they don't really make noise until they're right around you, especially if you don't see them. They really love just going, and then I'm like, ah! So, yeah. With that, I have a pretty decent base that's very close to the spawn point.
Mm-hmm. That's typically how it is. Or that's typically where your first base would be. You can build more than one, but...
So I'm kind of in the, middle area of, okay, I don't know how to get uninfected, so now I just need to play the game.
Mm-hmm. That's the hard part.
Well, it's the hard part because, I genuinely had to look up where to get sea moth parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I didn't, everywhere I was going, I feel like I just kept circling the same areas, and anytime I went to a different area, there was big enemies that I couldn't deal with yet because I don't have a sea moth. So I'm like, clearly, sea moth parts need to be nearby, but I wasn't finding them. So that's when I off towards the mountain area where you can go on land for a decent bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I went inside the mountain, and then I found the portal. I turned on the portal, went through the portal, went to the other island, and so I dealt with that. I went through that entire bit. I scanned everything there was to scan over on the opposite island, found all the little things, and then saw where the really rich people were hiding at the bottom of the ocean. Once I had found a sea moth and I had obstructed one, and then I found out also that when you're deep enough underground in a cave system, radiation won't reach you, so I was able to put on my rebreather and be able to go down there. So that was really nice because sea moths can only go 500 meters deep, but I can go deeper. It's just a little bit harder to breathe, so that I put on the rebreather. Went in there, used my sea glide to get in and out of the little habitat down there where there's the worm things and the big mushrooms. Yeah, those things. I didn't get to scan one because I was very scared to go near them.
Yeah. For
obvious reasons.
There are some things you're not going to be able to scan.
Trust me, I've tried scanning a Reaper Leviathan. I was facing my fears by just running after it on a sea glide. My main thing right now, though, is I want to be able to get attachments for my sea moth so I can just scan stuff within my sea moth. But that's way later. I don't have the necessary components on my base in order to do it because you gotta have some sort of thing in there, and you gotta have all this and I'm like, okay, where do I find it? You gotta go look for it. And I'm like, oh great.
I will say one of the things the game is kind of bad at is telling you where to go and where to find certain things. Because it really is an open world exploration game, and if you're not willing to openly explore and you're not willing to die, then you don't know where to go or where certain things are, and that really inhibits your advancement into the game further.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I think the last thing I got was a battery recharge station and a upgrade table. And that is like very loose because I genuinely... Like, I made a whole multi-purpose room for a bioreactor. I finally was able to make a bioreactor. I barely use it because I have like 3 solar panels on my building. And I'm so close to the starting point that I'm like, yeah, this is kind of goated. I'm just kind of like chilling here. And when a survival game that has a story isn't feeding you stuff to do, you know, with little to no, like, necessity to keep playing... It gets very repetitive. I gotta go get I gotta go get air bladders. I gotta go get peepers to eat, and then I'll just go mine some stuff. I guess I can't mine anything because I got a bunch of the pockets already in this area. Okay, I guess I'll go into this other area, and then the same thing happens. I go, wow, I'm not finding anything over here. I guess I'll move on to the next area, and then I'm like, well, okay, let me go see about these like Lifepods that are like stranded, right? Then you need a sea moth to do this one. I didn't have a sea moth yet. Okay, it's too deep. I can't. I need to use a radiation suit, and I can't put on my rebreather. Okay, fuck me, I guess. You know, it's just like that endless cycle. I'll tell you though, the most I've died was going into a, you know, you get the laser cutter to go into like certain parts of the ship that broke off that you have to laser into to go into the rooms. Sometimes there's like really cool like stuff that you can get with the scanner, you know, to get the blueprints for, and that's how I got like the battery station. That's how I got the you know, the upgrade station and stuff like that. The most I've died was in one of those.
Okay.
And it was like 2 or 3 times in a row, and it was pissing me off because it was all just like I knew the way out. It's just the game was so finicky that I was trying to get through some space that I got through to get in, but it wasn't letting me out. So I'm like, okay, and then I die. I don't get to the surface in time, or I don't get to my sea moth in time to get more air, and I'm just kind of, you know what I mean? So that happened like 3 times. I got a nice little Markiplier collectible.
Hello, everybody.
That was
My
a
name
fun
is
thing.
Markiplier.
Other than that, like, it's a fun game. I really enjoy it. I think it's a really fun concept. I do want to continue playing it. It's just like, if there was a mod that told me where to go, like how to progress the story, that would be awesome. You know, like, oh, you need to do this to progress the story. Okay, now I know I need to do that to progress the story. What do I need to do in order to get to that point? Here, let me go and you know, make a sea moth. Let me go and find parts for the Titan, you know, or whatever it's called, the Cyclops. Or, you know, other things where I can go deeper. That gives me incentive to go do those things.
Yeah.
And the fact that I would have to think about, oh, what kind of mod would I need for that is kind of ridiculous. And, you know, Subnautica, like I said, great concept and great execution. It runs very well. For what it is, you know, but like at the same time I'm just like, sometimes I just need direction. And like, I don't know, man, it's like, I keep saying like, we need to do an episode where I have like a shock collar on or something every time I say like, but yeah, I feel like I am stuck most of the time and I have to look something up in order to continue playing. Otherwise, I'm just like making nonsense additions onto my base that make no sense. Like, I guess I'll add a window here.
Yeah. So with that, what are some of the scariest creatures you've run into?
Okay. Obviously, the Reaper Leviathan is very scary. I haven't come into contact with any other Leviathan threats as of yet.
Fun fact, this isn't the way it works in the game, but this is just lore-wise. Reaper Leviathans actually use echolocation. So, if you can hear a Reaper Leviathan, it can already see you and know where you are at, which is pretty creepy, but unfortunately is not how that works in the game. I don't know exactly how the AI works in the game, but it'd be cool if it did.
I think it's just a proximity thing.
Probably.
Because Reaper Leviathans, like, I was pretty close to one without it coming towards me or whatever. So I think it's just a proximity thing. But yeah, no, that's pretty crazy lore. Do you only find that out if you scan it?
I think so. I think my friend might have told me that too. But since that's the creepiest you've seen so far, I will give
Well,
you.
that's not the creepiest. I would say it's up there.
Okay.
I really like reefback leviathans, so like saying a leviathan is like the scariest is not true. I don't
Those
like
are big.
Yeah, they're just big and chill. The scariest part is like the prickles that like shoot thorns at you on top of them. But you can find those anywhere. There's that. Obviously, there's stalkers. Stalkers are pretty.
Those are just
Freaky,
annoying. Those and the crash fish. I hate crash fish.
Yeah, the crash fish are pretty annoying. Apparently, you can catch one. I didn't know that. I believe you have to knock it out with a stun gun.
Probably.
But yeah, you can essentially get one. Have I done it yet? No. But the little. Let's see. So yeah, the leviathan. I would say the creepiest things that I've come into contact with are when you go deeper in the alien warehouse or whatever it is, the alien zenith that you go into at the mountain area. There's a big area in it before you get deeper. Where there's like a big water pool and it heads directly outside the base, so you can go into that and then go out, and then there's just a big drop off. In that big drop off you see the chains heading to the different cubes and stuff.
Yep, the big bulbs, big blue bulbs.
Yeah, the big bulbs. There's also like these octopus looking things down there that are like phase things, like I don't know what the name is. Let me look it up real quick.
Crab squid.
Crab squid?
I think that's what you're talking about.
No, this is not. But that is weird looking.
You said
I
it was
don't
an
like that.
octopus-looking thing?
Yeah, it's got tentacles, but this is also weird looking. I don't like this. Tentacle monster Subnautica. Ooh,
Are you talking about the kind of purple-looking things?
It's not a tentacle. It's got. It looks like a bug.
Like the hooks?
Yeah, it's got the hooks on it.
Yeah. Are you thinking about a warper?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not like those things.
Those things I don't like either.
I also don't like some of these pictures I'm seeing when I look up Subnautica specifically. Like the giant Reaper Leviathan.
Some of those aren't in the game. Some of those are mods too.
Yeah, but it's specifically just like a giant Reaper Leviathan. That's not really cool. But I do know about the Void Leviathan.
Are you talking about the Ghost Leviathan?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also a Gargantuan Leviathan.
Yeah, that one you don't see in the game. Well, you do kind of see.
Isn't it only if you go out like super far or something?
No, that one is just a skull you end up seeing as you go deeper. That one's not officially in the game. You can have a mod that puts it in the game for you.
I feel like the Gargantuan Leviathan.
Oh yeah, Reaper Leviathans freaking scare me.
I'm
I
just
don't know
gonna
why.
look up. I'm gonna spoil myself a little bit. I'm gonna look up Leviathan Subnautica. Just see what kind of ones there are. Yeah, Reapers are gross looking. Ghost Leviathan, that's less scary.
Yeah, those aren't
I
that
don't know.
bad.
Sea Emperor Leviathan.
Yep, there's Sea Emperor, there's Sea Dragon.
Gargantuan. Yeah, Sea Dragon. These are not as bad as just the Reaper.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, these are not as bad. Okay. In like the darkness, I guess the Ghost Leviathan looks freaky, but I definitely think that this fan art of a Reaper is god, disgusting. I hate it. The sharks or whatever are kind of freaky as well. Like the bone shark, it's not too scary. It just looks like a thing.
Yeah.
But the sand shark is pretty. That just pisses me off because I'm just trying to have a good time near some stuff, and then it's just freaking out and eating things near me. I hate it. But yeah, reefbacks are the goats, genuinely.
Yeah.
Reefbacks are awesome. I love reefbacks. Other than that, though, what did you have any ideas?
Obviously, mine are Reaper Leviathans scare me, Warpers scare me unnecessarily, and also necessarily. You'll find that out later in the game. And
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
have you come into contact with a Warper?
Yeah,
Okay, did it do anything?
I got hit, and then it was scary, so I ran away.
So it just like it hit you, It
I
didn't
did
shoot
get
anything at you?
I don't know if it shot something at me. There was one point where I got a little flash when I was in my base. And it was like this. It was like a hallucination almost, and it said, "What are you?"
No, that's part of the story.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll figure
What does
out.
it shoot at you?
You'll figure out why they're called what they're called later on.
Warpers? Do they warp you? No way. I assume it just like warps you to a different area.
I mean, maybe.
You've piqued my interest.
Anyways,
Is it story related, or is it just something that I have to experience?
you'll have to experience. It's not necessarily story related. It is related to the lore, but that's more based on the way they look.
Yeah, they just look like bugs.
I'll have to put my memes in the chat. I made a couple that I'm quite fond of.
I know I scanned a warper. I was that close. It like hit me.
Yeah, you're able to at the point in where you're at this early in the game.
I don't like the fact that you say you can this early in
Yeah.
the game. I don't want there to be more of this game.
But yeah, let's see. Think Reaper Leviathans creep me out, Warpers creep me out, and there are a lot of things. They're not necessarily scary, especially when they get like the jump on you and you don't expect them, or I find them just annoying. And that would be the crash fish, the stalkers, and kind of the crab squid. Crab squid are really cool. Not so much when you're in a predicament, but they are pretty cool.
You got me on the warper wiki. I need to know.
I can spoil it for you if you'd like, or I can just drop
Warper
subtle
patrols a small area around its spawn point, warping out once it reaches the end, and then reappearing at the beginning. It can be drawn from its path by infected fauna, so it's in the loop. A warper can teleport that player out of the vehicle into nearby waters.
Yeah, that's especially not so fun, especially when you don't see them, and then next thing you know,
Up close. The bulb zone. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. I have a bunch of memes that I'll show on my phone and I'll throw on the screen. This one I like. It's come to the Aurora crash zone. We ain't gonna jump you. And it's a bunch of Reaper Leviathans.
Yeah, I like that.
And then
That's true, though. Literally, I go to the Aurora crash area immediately.
yeah. Is that the one I'm thinking of? No, not the bulb zone. There's another one. What's it called?
I'm sorry.
I think it's the Grand Reef? Grand Reef? Yeah, the Grand Reef. Chilling in the Grand Reef. This is me, chilling in the Grand Reef.
Yo, he's so sick with it. Are you sending me these on Discord?
I can. And then, this is Julio the Crab Squid.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, I'll send them to you. I'll throw them up on the chat. Not the chat. The video.
Okay. Warper or the self-warping quarantine enforcer unit.
That is probably where I wouldn't recommend reading any further if you don't want the game terribly spoiled for you. You can if you want. It's not too much of a spoiler to the end game, but it is relevant to the plot of the game. So if you do want to read on, you can read on.
I see.
I will say the lore in this game is very interesting.
Yeah, if I ever finish it, which I intend to, it's just like I had stated multiple times, it's just a little bit hard to finish this game. It's just I don't know, man. I like the game. Warpers are pretty weird. I don't know, they are definitely creepy though, but Reapers I think get me a little bit more. That and just I don't know, not being able to see anything, and then just seeing the shadow of a reef back freaks me out a little bit, because there's points where you genuinely have nothing around you. If you're not on the seafloor, you don't see anything. That's what freaks me up. Because there was a point where I was around these big mushrooms, but I wasn't underground, and there was these big sea butterfly looking things floating around near these mushrooms, and I was only operating a sea glide at that point, so I was...
The sea butterflies. I forgot about those.
Yeah. They're chill. They're chill. They're not creepy or anything.
Things. No, they do have a power, though. They do actually do things. It is called a mesmer. Yeah.
What do they do?
Yeah. It's basically mind control. The mesmer is capable of manipulating the player's mind, causing them to hear the PDA telling them to approach the mesmer. If the mesmer succeeds, it will attack by opening its body and thrusting its spiked tentacles towards the player.
Well, I did not have that happen.
Yeah.
I was able to get up close to one, though. He was running away, though, so...
Unless you were talking about a different butterfly thing.
Let me see. I saw a link to a mesmer in the... no, this is not what I was talking about. I was talking about... Let me see if I can find it real
Are you
quick.
talking about a floater?
Nope, not a floater. Those are like little squid things that attach to stuff.
Yeah.
1 second.
Oh, I forgot about these eels, too.
Is this...
Well, the spider leviathans are pretty cool.
Did you say spider leviathan?
Yeah, they're basically a giant horseshoe crab. They don't do anything. They're one of the, peaceful leviathans.
I'm genuinely just gonna look up Subnautica creatures until I find...
The big leviathans is called a sea treader leviathan.
1 second. I'll figure it out. Gotta go to the Subnautica wiki. Do you want to continue asking your questions while I find this? Or do you not have any more questions?
I mean, I don't have a lot more, especially since I don't want to spoil anything.
I will say this. I don't really care about spoilers for this because I will still play it.
Okay.
But, as long as it's not, within reason, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
It's hard to explain.
I can...
Nope, it's not it.
I can definitely give you
A ghost ray.
The ghost ray?
Or a jelly ray, sorry.
Oh.
Jelly ray. It's a passive guy.
Yeah. I guess these are kind of a butterfly-looking thing.
I don't know. That was the best thing that I had. I hate cave crawlers, though. That pissed me off. You want to talk about annoying. When I was on that island and there was the little crabbers
Yeah.
jumping at me, damn.
So I will say this. The first piece of advice I would say is to don't be afraid, especially with your sea moth. Go to the Aurora with your radiation suit off, and you can turn off the radiation in the Aurora, like in the crashed Aurora ship.
You say don't be afraid, but there's Reaper Leviathans over there.
Yeah. You can easily escape them with your sea moth.
Which way do you think I should take? If I'm looking at it from the Lifepod, do I go to the left or to the right? The right is a little bit easier to access, but that's where I run into the Reapers often more.
You said to the left or the right of the
if you're
Lifepod?
looking at... Yeah, if you're looking from the starting Lifepod.
The starting life.
I'm seeing some creatures from the Zero or whatever. These are little cute little guys.
Yeah, I will
Penguins.
say the below zero creatures definitely seem less creepy.
Yeah. Also, no new Leviathans from Sector Zero, it would seem.
So if you're looking at it from the life pod, I would go to the left. And that's especially where the Reaper Leviathans are. Well, that's where one of the entrances is.
Okay.
If you do want help, I can send you this interactive map. That's what I used on my playthrough, and it helps you out a lot. It's a little hard to maneuver, but it definitely helps you figure out where you need to either explore or where you need to go.
Okay, that might help. Because there's portions of this game where I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
If I have no reason to go over there and I don't know if there's a reason to go over there, I'm not going over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I figured that I could get into the Aurora, but I didn't know how. And of course I'm not going to just go in willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so far if I had to rank, Subnautica out of 10, I'd give it a good 7 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of a lot of the negatives that we've talked about of just all that good stuff. It's just, I don't know, man.
It's definitely a fun game, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're definitely gonna need help to finish the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the game is you need to read on that. It's like playing Minecraft for the first time, but Minecraft is so much better, I think, as a sandbox survival game that the end of the game is optional, but there is a story,
Mm-hmm.
technically, and the end is very much optional. It's not the main focus. This game, it is the main focus, and still Minecraft has more tutorials than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it just seems a bit odd that it just is like, oh, here you go.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
It's a very open world.
Yeah, that's all I really have on it. I don't have much else, realistically.
Yeah, I guess one of the last things I'll kind of touch base on is, it's kind of like you said, it's very repetitive, where you're either exploring or building. The gameplay doesn't get much diverse than that. It's just you're either exploring different areas or you're building different areas, and in order to get either more of the resources that you need or new resources, you just need to explore. And
Yeah.
that's just it.
I would say the most fun I had was when I encountered the island for the first time and I explored the entirety of both islands. The one thing I didn't really appreciate was finding my way back to the portal on the secondary island. Granted, I probably could have made the trek all the way back, but that was painstaking, especially since I don't know where I was. Obviously, you could see the aurora from the second island. You know, it's much easier to make my way back from a known location rather than a brand new location that I explored all of the contents of, but I've never traveled to said island, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was super fun. I think I spent about 30 minutes trying to find the back to the other island, the original island. But yeah, closing statements. Like I said, 7 out of 10. What would you rate it, Sam?
I think by itself, probably like a 6.5.
Yeah.
I definitely think you do need help, which is a little silly. I definitely needed help because I used the map, but the map helps you finish the game easier. Let's see, it is one of my most played games. I haven't played it in just about over a year, but I do have just about 83.3 hours in it on Steam.
Yeah, I don't even know how many hours I have on it. It's only a couple stream hours, so probably 12 maximum. But yeah, I have more hours in Baldur's Gate and Balatro. I have more hours in Balatro as well. But yeah, closing statements. Good game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's just like it just seems hard to. If I didn't have the want to play it because of streaming and, you know, making a promise that I would play it because of my fear, if I played it on my own, I don't necessarily know if I'd continue playing it past like the first couple hours.
I think I would replay it since I know what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
other than that, I don't think it's one of those games where I could beat very quickly without help.
Yeah. If I were to finish it, I think I would play Below Zero, you know?
I think Below Zero has, like I said, it's more of a streamlined story game where it kind of tells you what it wants you to do. So, but I can't say for certain. I haven't played it. But yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Someone who's played it will know. I know it's one of Jacksepticeye's like favorite games or whatever. I don't see it. It's a good game. I don't think I could put it up there again. Minecraft is just like a top hitter when it comes to survival games. I would even argue that Ark is a bit more fun, and that game sucks in comparison. I take it back. I take it back now that I think about it. But like, Don't Starve, actually.
Oh yeah, Don't Starve is a fun game.
Is very much more fun and a bit more palatable even. The Forest, that has a bit more scary connotations, but is a bit more, you know, feasible, I guess is the best word. And I've heard Raft is pretty good, or The Raft. I don't recall which one it is, but you're on a raft and there's like sharks taking bites out of your It's pretty cool. But let's move on to the wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel. Come on, topic. Let's see ya. Good. Pay no mind to the ad. But
yeah, get out of here.
Last episode, I had stated that I had replaced Subnautica with Supernatural, the show. I'm going to now change that. I know, scary. Who would have thought? I'm going to change it to Stranger Things, because I quite literally in the episode said that I wanted to add Stranger Things, and I completely just it whooshed over my head. So I'm replacing that. Sue me. I know, terrible. I'm a terrible co-host, but it makes more sense because I literally said, oh, we need to add that so we could talk about it. So I added it and I took out Supernatural so we can keep an even amount between the both of us. Alright. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see what we get here. Alright. Okay. Well,
This is good because I actually just finished Pokemon Legends ZA campaign, and
Oh, really?
had a lot of fun with that too. So I'm excited to talk some Pokemons next week.
Awesome. So yeah, we'll talk about Pokemon. Could be the show, could be any of the games, could be our favorites. We could do some rankings. Who knows?
Yeah.
We will figure that out. You leave that to us, and we'll leave the viewing to you, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. But
Finger gun.
my name is Matt.
I'm Sam.
Hi. Yeah, he is Sam. And Sam, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram and TikTok. I am the Style Guru 52. Working to post daily, if not every other day, if not when I can, when I feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt, where can they find you?
They can find me on twitch.tv/slothystreams to view me playing games that I probably don't want to play, but I do it for the love of the game. Where I play Subnautica and sometimes other scary stuff and sometimes just stuff I want to play because I need me time. You can also find me on TikTok at slothyboy with eyes instead of Y's. And Sam, where can they find the podcast?
They can find the podcast on both Instagram and TikTok at Pod-1218. Both Instagram and TikTok. I usually post some behind the scenes sneak previews. I'm thinking about doing like a fun news Friday where I go over a quick recap of all the news segments that we shared in the podcast. And then yeah, we post behind the scenes stuff. And yeah, if it's easier, you can message us there, or you can leave a comment on Spotify or YouTube.
For sure. As always, thank you so much for listening to us, Yap. We have been Pod-1218. This is episode 7. Go check out our other episodes. We've got a slew of different topics that we talk about, and a lot of rants that you'll notice that are probably just repeats, because I can't stop yapping. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for chilling with us. We'll see you in the next episode, and have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.